Okay, this is the explanation of the great self-folding bill trick. This is a portable trick that you can carry with you. It's easy to do, and as you saw, it's a great magic effect. I'll do the effect one more time. Look, 1, 2, 3, and fold number 1, and then magically all the bill fall by itself. Well, this trick is accomplished thanks to the thread. There is a thread hidden and threaded across the bill, and I'm going to explain you how to do this in just a minute. Let's begin with the setup of your bill. Okay, to put the thread into the bill, you're going to need a safety pin, okay? So make sure that you are supervised by an adult, okay? So you have to apply 5 holes in the bill. Let's say that the bill is facing you this way, okay? You're going to apply 4 little holes in the center of the bill, like a square shape, okay? You will see a picture of detail in a minute. And a 5th hole on the side, okay? So that's gonna be hole number 1, hole number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. And you're going to thread the thread, right? You're gonna place it across the holes in a certain way that I'm going to explain you. So once again, remember you have to apply 5 holes. Hole number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see it in close view. Okay, as I explained before, you have to apply 5 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's do the holes first and then explain you how to thread the bill. So hole number 1, I'm gonna make it, let's say, over here, okay? Over here. So I have hole number 1. Then I go for number 2. Number 2, 3, 4, and 5 are in the center of the bill. So making a line, imaginary line, I'm gonna make a hole, let's say here. Okay, good. So this is going to be the hole number 2. Number 1, number 2. Then I go for number 3 over here. Very good. Number 4 over here. And number 5 over here. So in this way, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 holes in that same count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 holes. Okay, so inside of your kit, you have received invisible thread in this black, and to the side, white thread, okay, a very invisible thin thread, okay, that is perfect for the self-folding bill. Perhaps in your kit, you have also received something like this with the thread. So either you receive it this way or this way, you're going to need this thread to thread the bill. But since I want you to understand how this works, I'm going to be using this very thick white thread, okay? So this is cotton thread. Of course, you are not going to use this for the trick, but for explanation and teaching purposes, I'm going to use this to thread this bill so you will understand how you have to connect the thread. So let's do it now. Okay, so remember we have the 5 holes, 5 number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is very important for us to understand each other. Number 1 is here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You saw that I put colors here, red and black. You'll understand why in just a minute, okay? So I have this white thick cotton thread in order for you to understand. I'm gonna pass this white thread from the back to the front on hole number 1. Good. Now, I'm gonna just grab a piece of adhesive tape and I'm going to trim. Trim the excess. And I'm going to secure this over here, approximately 2 centimeters. Okay? So I'm securing here this thread to the bill. Okay? Remember, you are not going to be using this thread that is very visible. Instead, you're going to be using the very invisible thread you get in your kit. Okay, so now, I recommend you also to use this kind of matte finish adhesive tape, as I explained in the trick number 22 of your kit for levitations and the invisible thread. So now it's here. Perfect. Now I'm going to grab the thread, okay, and I'm going to thread it from point number 1 to point number 2. And how am I going to do it? Turning the bill this way. So now I grab the other side of the thread and I'm going to pass it over here. Very good. I am using a very long thread here. You don't have to. This is just for you to understand and for explanation purposes. Okay? So here, it begins with 2 centimeters. It goes under the bill, like you can see in this picture over here, and all the red dots indicate that the thread is going under the bill. So it's coming under the bill and exiting in point number 2 or hole number 2, okay? As you can see. Perfect. Now, the black dots indicate that the thread is on top of the bill. So now, this is going to go from point number 2 to point number 3, entering here. Very good. So I just keep moving the thread. As you can see. Very good. So once again, the thread, it begins here. It goes under to point number 2. It goes on top to point number 3. Now it goes on the bottom across the bill towards point number 4. So I have to pass it again from here. There you go. Perfect. So I just keep passing and moving the thread. Very good. And now finally, as it says here in this drawing, from point number 4 to point number 5, it goes on top of the bill and it enters the bill from top to bottom. So let's do it now. Very good. And I keep moving. Alrighty, so now, perfect. Now I have finished threading my thread from point number 1 on top, under to point number 2, on top to point number 3, under to point number 4, on top to go to point number 5, and on the bottom to the side. So on the back, it looks like this, but you always take as a reference the front of the bill, okay? So let's continue now. Okay, now the bill is already threaded, okay? And of course, I used a big, long thread, but you don't need it. Of course, you can estimate from your hand to your waist, right, to your belt, approximately 25 centimeters long, okay? So I trim the excess. All right. Now, remember, this is going to be also in your manual, instructions manual, okay? So you remember how to thread the thread. And then the bill is ready. And I'm going to tie a knot at a safety pin here. Remember, do it with the supervision of an adult always. This is sharp and you don't want to hurt yourself, okay? I'm going to just make a double knot here, securing the end of the thread to a safety pin. Very good. Now I can trim the excess here. That's fine. Good. So now I have my bill ready, okay? So let's see how to connect the bill and proceed with the trick. Okay, now we have the bill and the thread connected to the safety pin. The other thing you have to do, very important, is to pre-fold the bill, okay? We're gonna fold it in half and make sure that you pass your hands around the corners and the fields to generate a crisp, okay? Also here, okay? And finally, one more time here. Okay? This will help later for the bill to be fold or self-fold. Okay? So now I open gently this. I'm ready. And I have to connect this to my belt, for example, right? Or to any part of my jacket, any place. Even it can be attached here to the table if I'm gonna be sitting, but these have to be attached, all right? So it's gonna generate tension, okay? So I'm gonna tie this to my belt over here. So it is secure to my belt with the thanks to the safety pin. It can be to your pants, to the cloth, I mean, depending on you, okay? So now I have the bill. Of course, you are looking and seeing the white thread here, but remember the thread you have received is very, very invisible, okay? So nobody will be able to see it. You can even have this inside of a jacket or your pocket, and at any time you take it out, you open it up, forget about the thread because they will not be able to see it, and you show the bill. Okay, after you show the bill, you have to position the bill on top of your hand. Okay, but making sure, like in the trick of the ghost deck, the phantom deck that you saw maybe in the kit or you're gonna see later, all right, the thread have to run in between your middle and ring finger, okay, under the bill. Okay, so it goes here. Let me exaggerate this a little. Over here and here, okay? So, perfect. Now, what happens if I move my hand forward? The magic is gonna happen. Look, number one, right? Step number two, and step number three. Very magical, right? But if I just move my hand and do this, it's not magic by itself. It's just like something is happening. Use your free hand to generate the moves to command the bill to fold, okay? So it will even be more magical, okay? So one more time. There you go. Here it is. You can have the bill on the table. It's connected to your belt already. You say, hello, I have a bill here. Now watch, place your middle and ring finger and the thread will go under. Show the bill. And now you say, now let me concentrate. Magic. With my index finger, I'm commanding, but at the same time that I'm commanding the bill to fold, my left hand is just going towards the audience. So by applying pressure, the thread will pull the bill. Okay? Now I do this move, so this part will fold this way. And now the other move. But basically, as I said before, if you just look at this hand and I don't use my hand, I just have to move my hand forward. So one and then, then you go. 2 and 3. Okay? So one more time. Since the beginning, open the bill. The thread remains like there. You show the bill. Place your hand under. Concentrate. And now you can show the bill, and now you can place it in your pocket if you wish, with thread and everything, and you are done. I hope you enjoy the self-folding bill.